guys, I'm TheStradman, driving the Lotus right now on a perfect summer evening in Park City, Utah. I've owned this car for 2.5 years now and put over 20,000 miles on it. And seriously, I cannot recommend this car anymore. I love this. Like, seriously, I'm in love with this car. I love this Lotus. It has been absolutely fantastic owning this car. You know, after 2.5 years though, financially I've kind of gotten to the point where I can afford sort of the next level car though. I've set my budget at $100,000. Kind of come up with a couple cars that I'm looking at. I have the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, the Ferrari 360, the Audi R8, and a first-gen Lamborghini Gallardo. So I'm pretty excited to say the least. Well, actually, I pretty much sit at work all day. Actually, I probably shouldn't say this. My boss sometimes watches these videos. But anyways, whatever. I'm just gonna say it. I pretty much sit all day at work and daydream about what car I'm gonna buy. So I'm pretty excited. I narrowed it down to these 4 cars. So starting off with the Aston Martin. I mean, as far as just beautiful design. I mean, the V8 Vantage is so beautiful. The design really hasn't changed since it came out in 2006. Partly because it hasn't needed to. It's just such a beautiful design. And all new Aston Martins are so beautiful. They kind of combine that elegance with that exotic look. It's a beautiful car. You know, as far as performance, the Aston Martin's probably number 4 on my list. Definitely would want to step into the 420 horsepower V8. You know, the first V8 Vantage had 380 horsepower, so I want to try to step into that 420 horsepower. Which, compared to that to the Lotus, you know, Lotus has 190. We basically have double the horsepower. Obviously, it's going to weigh quite a bit more than this car since this basically weighs nothing. So it's probably, you know, in a straight line, it's going to definitely be faster. In the corners, well, that's sort of up to the driver's skill level. And with this Lotus, it's pretty amazing what it can keep up with. You know, as far as, you know, the drawbacks of the Aston, I'm not really sure what the right term is to describe it. Maybe it's like sophisticated, I think. You know, the Aston's a little more sophisticated than the rest of the cars in the group. And, you know, it's kind of something that a CEO would drive. And I'm clearly not a CEO. I'll probably never be a CEO. So, you know, that's kind of a drawback. You know, as far as attention, you know, put the Lambo next to the Aston, you know, on a street. Obviously, the Aston is not going to get the attention of the Lambo, which, you know, that's not a bad thing. Sometimes, you know, attention's kind of that catch-22. Sometimes it's really fun to have attention. Other times, it can be super annoying. There's, you know, as far as price, I probably can pick up a pretty nice V8 Vantage for under 70,000. It's basically brand new. There's actually one that's about 25 minutes from where I live. They're asking $67,000 for it. It only has 15,000 miles, so it's basically brand new. So financially, you know, the Aston Martin is going to be the most affordable. Moving on to the Ferrari 360. You know, there's just something about Ferrari. It's sort of hard to describe. You know, growing up as a kid, Ferrari was kind of what started it out for me. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie The Rock, starring Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. But there's this scene in the movie where Sean Connery steals a Hummer H1 and Nicolas Cage is pursuing him in a yellow Ferrari 355 Spider. And they're racing across the streets of downtown San Francisco, and the Ferrari, oh, just this sound it's making, you know, cruising through traffic, weaving in and out, chasing this Hummer. You know, there's something about watching that as a little kid that just made me want to own a Ferrari. You know, so the 360, it replaced the 355. As far as, you know, finances, I can pick up a pretty nice one for about $75,000. You know, the 360 of the group is the oldest car though. I'm probably looking at, you know, a 99, a 2000, a 2001 360. So it's going to be about 15 years old. maintenance also on the 360. I'm kind of anticipating that it's going to be the most expensive. It has the timing belts. You don't have to pull the engine out like you do the 355, but it's still super expensive. Ferrari, I believe Ferrari recommends every 3 years you do it. So, I don't, it's never fun writing checks or swiping your credit card for multiple $1,000 maintenance bills, and I feel like the Ferrari, that kind of scares me with that. As far as the sound though, they all sound good, but I think the Ferrari probably is going to sound the best. I don't know what they do in Maranello, but their cars, that whine, that high-pitched whine that they have sounds incredible. Absolutely incredible. So we just came across this insanely beautiful Ferrari 458 Speciale. I probably completely just butchered that pronunciation, but this thing is sick. This thing is so sick. We're gonna have to find a parking spot and check this out a little more real quick. These cars, you don't see this in Utah. This is sweet. Wow. Really digging the white and blue stripe on this one. There's a wedding going on, and it looks like this is the getaway car. It's pretty awesome. Really love the updated exhaust. Wow, what a cool surprise for a Saturday night in Utah. The Audi R8. Just visually, the Audi R8 is just menacing looking. The last two cars, the 360, the Aston, they kind of have an elegant look, whereas the R8 is just so aggressive. It has those daytime running LEDs, it's kind of its signature look. Another really, really awesome aspect of the R8 is its all-wheel drive. So I live in the mountains up in Utah in Park City. It's summertime right now and it's just insanely beautiful right now. Perfect weather, but for 6 months of the year, it's wintertime here. We get quite a bit of snow, and I want to drive my car every single day. It's not a Saturday, Sunday cruiser. I want to drive it to work. I want to drive to the grocery store. I want to drive it everywhere. If there's 2 feet of snow on the ground, probably have to drive my other car. But if there's 2 inches, all bets are off. I'm driving that R8. So that's a huge benefit for me. As far as price, the R8's going to be a little more expensive than the Aston and the Ferrari. I probably can get a pretty nice one for high 70s, low 80s. There's a couple for sale up in Utah right now. Hopefully I'll be able to go check them out, maybe take it for a test drive. And then, maintenance on the R8. There's an Audi dealership 25 miles from me. I'm kind of making an assumption here, but I think the R8 would be the cheapest to maintain of the group. It's an Audi, the dealership's nearby. I just feel like it's gonna be cheapest. So that's a big positive for me. One negative is that, obviously, the maintenance is the cheapest, but it is an Audi. So it doesn't have that exotic name attached to it, like the Ferrari, like the Aston, like the Lambo. It's not really a negative. Audi, as far as reputation, has a great reputation. But it's just something to consider. And now for the finale, the Lambo. Oh, the Lambo. I want the Lambo. That's what my heart desires. My heart desires the Lamborghini, but financially, it makes the least amount of sense. It's the most expensive. Maintenance is gonna absolutely kill me. A Lamborghini Gallardo is not gonna be cheap. Insurance. When I walk into the insurance agent and tell them I just bought a Lamborghini Gallardo, they're gonna laugh at me. And they are gonna, it's so ridiculous. A Lamborghini Gallardo. It's the most expensive. It's the least practical. It gets like 9 miles to the gallon. It just doesn't make any sense, but it's a Lambo. It's a Lamborghini. I think I can probably pretty much speak for everybody my age. Growing up, you either had a Lamborghini Murcielago LP640 or a Lamborghini Diablo as your desktop background, you know, poster on your wall. That's what you had. You had a Lamborghini. That's the ultimate. Like, it's ridiculous to think I could actually even afford a Lamborghini. I really can't afford it. I mean, you know, $100,000, that's the absolute maximum I can spend. Like, absolutely, not a penny more. I mean, I am flexing the budget so much. My dad's an accountant. I'm actually an accountant as well, but he wouldn't be proud. Let's just say it that way. Financially, it makes no sense. But just imagine a Verde Ithaca Lamborghini Gallardo. That'd be so sick. Unfortunately, Verde Ithaca kind of holds a premium over all the other colors. You know, so I'll probably end up with, you know, like a black one, but let's be honest, I mean, a black Lamborghini, there's no complaining there. Black would be sick. Orange would be super sick as well. You know, yellow would be sweet too. They build a lot of yellow ones. It's kind of probably one of my last choice. Silver, Oh, white. White would be sick as well. White Lambo would be so sick. So that's kind of where I'm at. You know, Lambo, obviously you can tell that's number one. The R8, you know, definitely a close number two. Have the Ferrari and the Aston right there as 3-4. Unfortunately, I live in the middle of nowhere, and basically, like, there's not a Lambo within 300 miles of me. The closest one is down in Vegas. You know, there's a couple R8s. There's an Aston nearby as well. No Ferraris either. I haven't driven any of these cars, and you know, obviously, that's a very important aspect that could completely change how I feel. So I definitely need to drive them. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'd definitely love to hear your opinion, so leave it in the comments below whether you think I should buy an Aston Martin V8 Vantage, a Ferrari 360, an Audi R8, or a Lamborghini Gallardo. Or maybe, you know, I might be forgetting a car. I've done a lot of research. I don't think I am. But if I am, if you have any other suggestions, you know, put it in the comments below. Only requirement is it has to be under $100,000. Yes, I'd love to go pick up, you know, a Lamborghini Murcielago or a Ferrari Challenge Stradale, but unfortunately, I don't have the additional $50,000 to spend on one of those. So let me know. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe because I am going to be buying a new supercar pretty soon.